All right, another trading recap coming at you guys. I hope the audio is okay. Interesting morning with the Russell. Got a little bit, it was a little bit more challenging. I was just thinking, looking back on sometimes you can combine your micro day trading with your core positioning. So I've been fading this rally on the Russell, and looking back, I probably could have just stayed patient and only looked to play the long side. Sometimes you want to trade the model intraday on the open just as is. But if you have a position that you're leaning towards in your portfolio or another core position, it's okay to just say, hey, I'm only looking to take long. So, because that way, you pull some money out while, like today here, we got Russell just creeping back towards the highs. Anyway, I want to touch on what we did. A couple good lessons on NASDAQ, traded together on the inner circle team. And all right, let's just get into it. So the 1 minute on RTY, I was a little bit late jumping on this. This is trying to get into the room and set up the Microsoft team. So this could have gone a little bit better for me on the RTY. I was a little bit late. What I'm trying to do here is just catch the initial move off the open. I don't wait for a 5 minute candle. By the time you wait for that, you miss that first push. So the goal on trading the open is you're going to have a lot of energy, so you have a lot of movement, and it's fast. So you got to take some practice. You got to know your edges. There's different ways to trade it. But you can be done within the first 20 minutes. There's kind of a first 20 to 30-minute move. And then you have your secondary move that kind of plays into lunchtime. Lunchtime's usually kind of garbage. And then the institutional flow, which is a little bit more methodic and slower. It's kind of the afternoon stuff. So on the open, I went long here. Probably could have been long more to take into this high. And so I ended up, I think I took on some, bought another lot that went against me. And then once this started to break down below the 8, so you broke here, but once it started getting red bars, so there's a swing line on the open. I'm playing really tight trend. You can say the trend is the tick chart. It's essentially the swing line. My traders know what that means. And so once we broke here, I hedged that by shorting S&P. Zoom in on that as well. All right, yeah, right here. Okay, shorting that, and that was a good drop into pi. So I made a good amount of money there. That was good. And then at the same time, NASDAQ was weaker. NASDAQ dropped into pi. This is a 5 minute. And I bought there. Took the kind of it's not really contrarian because this trend is up on the 5 minute. But when you drop into pi and I just sold up in here, the band's about halfway back up. Just keep it simple. Missed this move down. Caught a little bit of this contrarian. So talked to my guys this morning about when you play contrarian, you play slower and less size. You can be aggressive if I caught this down short NASDAQ, I'd be fine with being long full contract somewhere down here. But I pulled out a good amount of money here on S&P, but I bought here on the Russell and then had to end up stopping down here. So I gave this had my number in the beginning, and then this helped me, but I didn't want to take more risks down here because it really wasn't an edge. There was an edge. First time down to pi, that was a good edge. Bought full contract. Second time down, was already short. So I went long the minis, and that was good because on the way back up, made a little bit on minis, and then we started fading this move short, looking for this. And we were a little bit early. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Nothing's perfect, right? This is why I like pairs trading because it allows you to work position. when things just push a little bit against you. So short in here, short in here, corner in here, with 180 something. And then you can see there's a good edge on this 1 minute, but really what we were keying off of was the 5 minute. So this is a sell setup in the model. I'm not going to get too much into it. And so faded this, sold more on the sell setup, didn't get the follow through below the 8, came up here and I stopped on half of that. Just playing defense, protection. That's where the pivot was. Good discipline. But at the same time, take that one step further, I was long S&P on this move up against it. So that helps pad that unrealized loss as it kind of pushes against you. Okay, and then don't forget it was long here, got out of the minis, short, stop. And we talked about this in the session today too. Sometimes traders get frustrated when they stop on the high. Oh, the ego kicks in. Oh, I knew that was the high. I stopped, and then they get frustrated and they forget about the trade or the next trade. So I stopped here, and then when we got this bearish 180, I just got right back in. So it's playing defense, fine. Sometimes as it happens, right back in. All right, and then here, we took out the low. There's actually an opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive short on that wall concept. We highlighted that. I didn't take that, but then right below this low, I shorted more. And I'm still carrying a long in S&P through this whole little chop. Okay, and then boom, short, first push down, covered, made some money, and then the plan was to stay with this short as long as the 1 minute stayed short, and see if we could trade back down towards these lows down here. Didn't happen. Got a pretty decent sized candle there, broke the 1 minute trend back up, and then I was out on that. And then also I got long more S&P here when that happened, because if you look at the 1 minute, this is how you trade multi-factor, multi-duration. If you just have to play one side, your hands are tied a little bit. So true pros, you've played multiple assets that have higher correlations against different time frames. But here, this trend was up, which I was long as a hedge against this short, which I was net short because I had 2 contracts on. Broke, made some money, kept on one lot. And then when this trend changed here, notice the 1 minute was still up, everything's rising. But when you got above these highs, this is, see how everything fans out? It's pretty clear. So I added to this long after I stopped that. Okay, and then rode that. I might have added to it, I don't remember. And boom, made some gains. And that was going to be done for the day. It wasn't a huge day. It's because this was also it was a little bit tricky. Oh, and I want to touch on one other mistake I made on S&P. But then late in the day, I bought back down here. So I kind of took my eye. I was doing some other stuff. Saw that 1 minute dropped all the way into pi. I bought that. And then that was a nice little trade. That was a last trade. But the other thing I wanted to highlight with S&P, guys, this is everything we do. This is high-level trading. This is professional stuff. 15 years on the trading desk. We're at risk every day to get paid unless we made money directionally. We're having our clients trade big size. I'm on the bid for 100 million tens. My swaps trader might lose $1 million in the day if we're wrong. So they paid for the edges. And you just get good at seeing the markets these way. And then once you start to see the market like this, it's just a matter of refining your risk management and working on your discipline. Stay true to what you're doing. Little stuff like that. So the other thing I could have done better on the 5 minute today was when I was, oh, I didn't talk about this. So this was the early part of the trading that was a stop, lost money there. But it wasn't too bad because I think I made a little bit there, bought here, kind of a tight stop, made more on S&P. It wasn't too bad. But now on this bounce back up, we faded it. We started shorting the Russell for this. And then it had 100% retrace, which again, is always the toughest thing to day trade because you're looking for those lower highs. So because of what I was doing on NASDAQ minis during that, because I was long S&P, I was able to stay through this. It's on a one lot, and I think I covered it in here at a small loss. So that wasn't too bad. But what happened during that, when we started to break here, I was long S&P down here, right where you should the edges be long, and I sold it right on the lows because I was kind of getting greedy. I thought this was a pretty good setup and I wanted to see the follow through. I didn't want to have this S&P on. But looking back, I probably, if I would have held that, that would have really helped my morning gains because I didn't get long until up here. So that would have helped. Being a little bit earlier here would have helped. Would have made more money on the day. So when we get into the executions, you have, here's the Russell. So you can see I chased it, didn't get anywhere. I stopped. I bought there again and then stopped. So I was down. Most of this was down today. And then this is me reshorting. I guess I did 2 lots. I covered one there because of my other position. And basically that one was pretty much a break even. So it wasn't too much trouble. It was just looking back, it's like, man, I'm already short on a core side with the Russell. It should have been a little bit looking for just longs. This didn't work. I should have gave this another try, but that's okay. And then here's the S&P. So this was short, making money on this push down towards pi. All right. And then I sold it again on the bounce, made money into pi again. And this right here is where I did that kind of that goofy. I just cut that loose thinking we'd get the follow through on this on the Russell, and I just didn't get there. So but I didn't keep that. That was getting flat when I was long. So I could have stayed longer. But then you can see I bought well here. This is me buying when I was short NASDAQ to hedge it. And you can see buying here, because this is what's going on with the cycle. If you're shorting NASDAQ here, you're a little early, right? And then it pushed here, I ended up stopping. And then it came back down, I got back in short. And then I got more short. But while this was going up, I'm long S&P here. So this long allowed me to kind of sit through that short that's going against me on NASDAQ. You can see it again in a second. And then I never came out of that. So after I stopped on the NASDAQ, which was about right here, this is when I added to my long. And then I took profits on the long. So this helps you. So you're not short, stop, flipping, chopped up. Just integrate both sides. Much more consistent way to trade. Better risk control. So this is S&P, the same thing I just explained. This was the NASDAQ long. It wasn't up that much. At the end of the day, this move, I think, was another 300 or 400 bucks. So it's not the greatest there. It was so profitable. So here's the short early. So this is the long on NASDAQ up high off the open. Boom, booked that. Only got long minis down there. Sold those. Short, halfway up this wall. Waited for the turn, got it there. Didn't get the follow through. Stop, reshorted, cover. And then this would have been nice if we had more follow through. But what's key there is you break above the 8, That swing line's taken out, just covered that, added to S&P. That's how we do. Let me see if the minis are in here. Here's the minis. Same thing on NASDAQ. Blah, 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 blah. And this is, see, this is the contrarian style. A little bit long. I think I was still maybe in my S&P short. Bought pretty well down there. And then my average is nice and low. Book a little, book a little, book a little. Starting to fade the other cycle. And then I guess I probably bought down here just because I bought down there just because I was short NASDAQ. And I wanted NASDAQ to go down more. So if it didn't, I was just like, well, I'll pay the NASDAQ odds and buy a little bit. I didn't stay long for that. I cared more about S&P long after that. All right, guys. What else did I want to hit on? Doing more work on the crypto bot, and that's running Bitcoin long, Ethereum short. I think I have had a good trade on Ethereum. So this is part of the algo service. And with the algo stuff, guys, you're getting to chat with me in Discord, like about here's the Cycle Edge Pro. Both the Cycle Edge Pro and the crypto is part of the algo service. So you're getting $100 a month service, $600 for the year, $30 a month crypto. It's $250 a year. So you're getting $850 for the price of $250, and you get what's going on with the bots all in one for $250 lifetime. So it's still a hell of a deal. If you want to jump on that, I'll show you. This is what we were doing. Pound short. Came out of some gold finally above 1940. That was a good trade. Talked about getting long oil now late in the day. This is me still fading the Russell, a little bit out of the money short. And then on the crypto side, I'm going to be using options. I think it's one of the best ways to play crypto market, just any market really, but it's been tough because so many of these brokers don't offer it. So we finally have like crypto.com is now doing what they call up-down options. They try to make it simple. I set up a Cycle Edge Ledger account today that is US based that you can be trading options on. So I'll be having more to come on that. But my point is that the bot was short. Ethereum had a nice trade. Okay, short cover. Playing Ethereum short, BTC long. This is running on the hourly. Done a good job. And then right now, kind of the near-term stuff, I'm just saying, I'm showing everybody that looking for 1% moves is very doable, even on one of our pi contrarian long strategies. So with 1%, if you want to make 1% in Bitcoin, you buy 30,000 worth of BTC and make 1%, make $300. It's a lot of capital you have to put up. The options now, you can get 2-to-1, 3-to-1 risk reward on $130 to make the same $300, and you're just looking for a 1% move. So we just had a pullback on BTC on the 30-minute. So I just put that trade on, right on the lows down here. And we're already almost there, looking for 30,800, 1% move off lows. And as part of this, again, the algo service is running the computer, the cloud, which never gets tired. And then I'm walking you through the different ways to play stuff and manage the risk and trade both sides. Everything that we're doing on the day trade, you're just applying it to higher time frames, different micro time frames, intermediate term, the long term, how to hedge, how to make money on both sides. So this is the trade, when you buy the options, you know what your downside is, whatever you pay for the option, $156 in this example. Okay, you pay 156. If it trades up 1% to 30,800, you make $343. Would you rather risk 30 grand in capital? Okay, or $156 to pull out the same amount of money? And this is just, I ended up doing 2 contracts just on this trade, but you guys get the point. It's awesome. And this is pretty new. I don't know if a lot of people even know that they have these on crypto market. And I'm sure that Gemini and Coinbase have something similar. But I'll look into that. So that's the trade now. We'll see if we get it. If you guys like what you're seeing, you want to jump in the team, cyclical.com. Go to services. That could still be recording. Cycle Edge Algo. And you can sign up right here. So you get, again, the Cycle Edge crypto service, real-time alerts, the analysis. That's a monthly paid subscription. I throw in the Cycle Edge Pro, a little bit of everything, global macro, dollar, forex, currencies, oil, soft commodities, metals, equities. And as we build these out, you'd be able to attach these to your broker too. All right, through Signal Stack. And then this is just amazing price. $250 one time, lifetime access. All right, this is going to be, these are going to be just for one market. It's going to be $500, $900 a year type of packages. So I jump on it and say hello in the Discord, and we'll be back on in the morning.